Hi everyone, my name is Baran and welcome back to Be Kind, Be Happy. Today I'd like to share part 7 of this meditation series and share about mindfulness meditation. So I'd like to cover what is mindfulness, how we can develop it, some personal experiences of myself, and then how we can use it to improve our lives and make us more happy and fulfilled. So let's begin with what is mindfulness. Mindfulness is being fully present and aware of where we are, what we're doing, how we think, and what we feel every moment of our lives. We are mindful of our 5 external senses, as well as our 6th internal one, and are fully aware of what we see, hear, taste, touch, and smell every single moment, as well as what we think, feel, and all the ideas we have in our internal sense, being the mind. By living mindfully with more awareness, we have the ability to live more intentionally, live on a more deeper level, and be fully present in the here and now. Mindfulness is something that we all have innate within us, but some people just have it more trained than others. By developing our mindfulness, we have the ability, the potential to understand the inner workings of our mind, mentally, emotionally, but also physically in our body. And by understanding these inner workings, we can understand why we are the way we are, why we react and feel and think the way we are. And by developing this wisdom of insight, coupled with strong acceptance, we can develop deep peace in the here and now and realize deep peace and joy within, externally and internally. Today, I'd like to discuss 4 ways we can develop and improve our mindfulness. And this is actually a topic that is so close to my heart because I have so much passion and love for developing mindfulness. The first way we can develop mindfulness is to just simply pay attention. Every single moment of our lives, whenever we get a chance to refocus and have a mindful moment, we can pay attention to what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. And that develops mindfulness, because when we are mindful of how we think and feel, what we see and hear, that is developing mindfulness. That is returning to the present moment and remaining as the observer of life as opposed to being sucked in to the flow of life. Mindfulness is the simple process of remaining as the observer and letting life unfold naturally and enjoying the whole process from a position of peace and acceptance. The second step is to live in the moment. And what that means is to not be as focused on the past and the future, but be fully present in the current life experience. Where are we? Who are we with? What are we doing? And try to carry out the present task and process the best we can. Be fully absorbed in it, care for it, love it, and have a positive, optimistic attitude towards the present moment and what we're doing. The third way to develop mindfulness is to fully accept ourselves for who we are. And only by doing that can we really accept other people, like our friends, family, and colleagues, but also accept life and all its conditions and circumstances. We begin accepting ourselves by being fully aware and mindful of who we are in the first place, what we want, how we think, and what our life aspirations are, and being fully accepting of that. Instead of always trying to judge ourselves, criticize, or change ourselves, we must first fully accept ourselves for all our strengths and weaknesses, faults and flaws, and love ourselves like a best friend, the way we love our best friends and our family members. We must practice deep self-love and accept ourselves entirely. And only from a position of deep joy and acceptance should we then try to improve ourselves, develop ourselves, and better ourselves. The fourth and most direct way to develop our mindfulness is through mindfulness meditation. And this is something that I personally do every single day in the morning, afternoon, evening, but also throughout the entire day off the sitting mat. We practice meditation on mindfulness by finding a comfortable position to sit in, closing our eyes, being completely still in mind and body. The eyes are completely relaxed and we are just observing life unfold. In the last episode, I spoke about concentration meditation, and that is completely different to mindfulness meditation. Concentration is about being single-pointed on your focus towards our object of concentration. We are constantly pinning the mind on our breath or a mantra or a sign or a word. But with mindfulness meditation, it is much more relaxing, much more gentle. We are simply allowing life to unfold through our 5 external senses and our 6th internal sense. And we are just fully present and aware of life unfold. So with mindfulness meditation, we are very comfortable, we are very relaxed, and we simply remain as the unmoving, still observer that doesn't judge, doesn't criticize, or try to change anything, or want anything. We just accept the present moment fully. What are we thinking? What are we feeling? What are we hearing, smelling, feeling? And we are just allowing that process to take place. That is mindfulness meditation. Being fully present and fully mindful every single moment. That is more difficult to practice than concentration meditation, because with concentration meditation we have one object of focus, being our breath or a mantra. But with mindfulness meditation, the entire mind is our object of concentration. But if we can master that, then we don't need to be sitting to practice mindfulness, because we can practice mindfulness meditation every single moment of our waking lives, throughout all our daily routines and activities. Because our mind is the object of concentration, we have this mind everywhere with us. So as long as we are mindful, we are cultivating mindfulness meditation. So in sitting meditation, we can focus on many things and we can change it up differently every day. Maybe one day we can focus just on sounds and being mindful of sounds. The next day we can be mindful of smell, and then maybe bodily sensations, and then maybe our feelings and our thoughts, our thinking mind. There is so much to be mindful of, because life is just so deep and broad that there is no limit to our cultivation of mindfulness. And the beauty is we can cultivate mindfulness in what we enjoy. If we like sounds, we're more sound orientated, we can use music or sounds, the sounds of the world, to cultivate our mindfulness. And by developing more strength and awareness in our mindfulness, it will translate to every aspect of our lives. By developing mindfulness through hearing, we also strengthen our mindfulness that helps us see better, think more clearly, and feel more deeply as well. If we're more of a sensations person, or we're more of an emotional person, we can focus on our sensations or our emotions as our object of concentration. Personally, I'm a very thought-orientated person, and the thoughts and ideas in my mind are so sharp and clear that I usually just allow that to be my object of concentration. I simply close my eyes and watch the thoughts play out. I try to observe the stream, the constant stream of thinking, of thoughts to flow, and I'm simply observing the mind. And by doing so, I understand what are the thoughts that dominate my mind, what type of person am I, and why am I the way I am? Where do the thoughts come from, and what do the thoughts lead to? What makes mindfulness meditation so interesting is that when we close our eyes and meditate, it's like watching a movie unfold in our minds. And the amazing part is that this movie is a personal one about ourselves. Personally, mindfulness meditation has completely changed my life. I practice mindfulness meditation on the sitting mat every day, maybe 2-3 times a day, but also off the mat in my everyday routine and everyday activities. And what mindfulness has done to me is that it's helped me appreciate and be more mindful of the simple things in life, because I view the big and the little things with equality, without discriminating or judging. So something as simple as just sitting here and listening to the sounds of the world, being touched by the breeze and feeling what I feel internally and externally, smelling the fragrances of the world, is so enjoyable. By being more mindful and present and having sharper awareness means that I'm always so curious as to what the next moment will bring. I don't let the thinking mind dictate my future by having expectations of it. I just try to simply let life unfold moment by moment. What sounds will I hear next? What will I see next? How will I feel next? What will I think next? What will I smell next? It's so interesting because we never know, but we can just let life unfold and simply be the observer of life as opposed to trying to do anything. Not that we can't do anything, but we don't always have to be doing something. We can sometimes just take a back seat and enjoy life unfold, and it feels so good, it's so enjoyable, it's so magical. Life is so amazing. I hope this video can inspire you to develop mindfulness through meditation and through just being more mindful and aware in our everyday lives. Our mindfulness and pure awareness that observes everything externally and internally is ultimately pure, untainted, eternal, and ever-present. And that is why in Buddhism, in yoga and Zen meditation, they say that the mindful, pure awareness is our real nature. It is free from characteristics. It is free from arising and passing away, free from change. It is permanent and our true self. By being mindful from that perspective, we are able to regain control of who we really are and come back home to our internal real home. And so by practicing mindfulness, we are actually returning home to our self-nature, our real, inherent, never-changing, undying, ever-present, eternal self-nature. I hope you like this video on mindfulness meditation and how we can develop it in our everyday lives. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again in the next episode, which will be on gratitude meditation. Thanks everyone, bye bye.